Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider Saber Episode 7. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
Hey, welcome back, my dude. We got you guys' comments from last episode, from the watch-along, but before that, we are going to talk about our thoughts, and I thought, man, can we slow down?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure everyone, I'm sure the comments have said this on multiple occasions, but everything on paper here probably works. But we are going so fast, and I feel like I got cheated out of a really good blue art. And it kind of sucks, because there was a lot here that felt like a good conclusion that we just don't get, you know? Like, it doesn't feel as impactful as the show wants to make it out to be.
Yeah, and it's mostly because there's just way too much things going on in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole, Avalon subplot, that's way too important to kind of, have it share time with another major, plot in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Blue's kind of, revenge, kind of tale, and, him, trying to brute force and get that power up just to fight off the person who killed his master was, a lot more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because, Blue's, interacting with, or at least just May for now, and I thought, their interactions were kind of, adorable.
That was so good. I went back to grab some screen caps for the thumbnails and stuff, and I just rewatched that scene, and now I just have a bunch of screenshots on my computer of him catching her. It's adorable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, we all fell in love with Blue at that moment, so we just kind of, sympathized with her. I'm just yeah, you go, girl. Shit.
It was so good. But, even before that, I really appreciated how, as much as we do have multiple characters who could be doing tons of different things off screen, they showed them all, they were down to the wire. They were running out of hands to help them with all this situation, and we get to see them on a mission on their own. The resources are stretched thin, and they're throwing everything they've got at this one issue, since there were 3 books that appeared at the same time or whatever. And I don't know, it was nice to see them just on an adventure on their own, and then eventually backed up by someone else, because I like the idea of being able to have this network of agents who are able to respond to certain tasks, and whether they need them or not, I think it's cool.
And honestly, I really like kind of when Saber and Espada were just kind of shooting off, they were in their own little unit going off to Avalon. It was a really concise team. It's Saber, who's basically going to be our chosen one, and Espada is there kind of his father, because we know Saber isn't as strong.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of have that backup, him as backup, really felt like we have the necessary characters for this. And those two guys actually interact with each other pretty well. It's very believable that they're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wish we had a little more backstory, but I guess at this point, with the way that they're kind of interacting, I guess you just don't need to. They're just friends from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I guess he lost some memories, but not too many.
Well, I think his memories just got recontextualized, because he remembers hanging out and playing with him, but he thinks that was all just in their imagination, rather than, oh, you actually traveled to these worlds and had fun.
Yeah.
And that, that informs his love of books, because he thinks he, was able to actually be transported by books just through, spoken words.
Literally, but he's think about it figuratively.
Yeah,
so it's just kind of
so he wants to share that with people, and that makes a lot of sense in terms of his character, and it also sort of shows how much of how much of himself those interactions were as a kid. So you know, you do get the sense that there is a very strong bond there. It's just threads are missing, and only Yellow knows it.
Yeah. Um, Although, like, when they first kind of like showed up in that world, that stupid tint, it's like, I it makes sense for like the background, I guess. But when you do it on their face, just it looks like really
Oh
lazy.
yeah,
And
you didn't feel like keying out their heads, so you just have this gradient going down from top to bottom. It doesn't look good. Stop
no.
it.
You know what looks even worse when they actually first went in, and it was just like all that trippy, like lava lamp
Oh
looking
my
crap.
god.
And it was like, oh, we're always like, just you don't need that scene, like
Yeah.
at all. And then when you have Caliber just kind of zoning off in the background, can you please let me take that dude seriously? Just a little bit. When he's acting like a moron, it just kills like the whole thing.
Like genuinely, we got rid of potential blue stuff for this, because I feel like what Blue is up to, it would be very helpful to him to have help, to have someone help him through that. I get that he wants to, avenge his master on his own, but it looks like he was taking it to an extreme, and even the show was making a point to be like, whoa, hey, you don't look too good right now. Maybe y'all should step in. Maybe you guys should do something about it. But no one did. No one went in to help him. No one decided to check in. Not even May. She just sort of
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, I'm doing all my business after I saw him get, like, absolutely trounced last episode. I'm just hanging out here. I'm going to hang out with my friends because I got a manuscript now. Oh, Blue. Something very
Yeah.
tragic just sort of happened to him. Wonder how that went.
I mean, I'm just assuming that she had like work the following day because she was looking at the manuscript and stuff. So like you gotta like deal with your like life stuff. So I'll forgive her for that.
That's the
Um,
thing though, because like I get that Saber, this was his destiny, all that stuff, and this is his life, and that's probably why he is so readily able to drop, or he is so quick to drop all of that. I get it. In place of his life stuff. It's just she's the only one. Like, life changes when all these huge events happen. Nothing snaps back into place. We don't get a scene where, like, and all of their memories were fixed. Nothing like that. So it's like you're living with it. These people are the people that, uh,
I mean, like Blue just kind of went off on his own. So like she was just kind of like forced to just kind of like continue her life until like something kind of like happened. But like it's just been like one day, so it was not like too much time has passed
sure.
about her not caring. So like I'll just like forgive it a little bit. Um, but I kind of wish that there was someone to kind of like at least help him like train. I felt like Buster definitely had a role in like assisting Blue, especially with him tumbling all around, the floor of that training room. I wish it was Buster who was doing that to him, but obviously it's not, and it just looks stupid.
Yeah, it was like we get the shot of him grabbing the sword and like trying to pull it out and it landing on the floor. So the idea is he's pulling it out so hard that he's forcing himself to the ground. Like, you could at least. I liked what Bill did, and they gave like this sort of arbitrary power level, right? And that sort of worked out in terms of like scaling for build. And I get that this is more mystical based and not technological, so you probably don't want to set a number value to it. But like maybe it should have been a situation where it was like, hey, um, you have to be strong enough to take me on. You know,
Yeah.
maybe
It's,
maybe the book could just this is gonna sound very reductive, but you could potentially hire a voice actor to have one of the books talk to him, like the Pegasus one, and say, hey, you know or something talk to him. Like, I needed someone to bounce off with him to establish a clear goal, and then when he completes it, then something like it
For
makes sense.
for me, it felt a little bit like it reminded me a little bit of Fua, where he has to force the progress keys open, and like he was kind of doing the same thing where he has to like force like all three books to open and like work at the same time. Uh,
At what point did Fua struggle with it and then fall on the ground?
well, he's already trained in breaking shit, I'm assuming. So he probably did have to do that at one point, but we moved past that. This is something new for this blue. It still looked dumb, but like at least he didn't lose face because he just looked really cool at the end of the thing.
He did. He did.
I felt like the form wasn't that good. Like it just looked like his regular base form, except with like a hook and a little doodad. But
I mean, like, I like that, so we got Peter Fantasista earlier, and it had a wing on it. And then when you slide in Pegasus, it has another wing on the other side. So those two wings are not the same one. They're separate wings, and it forms a whole that I really like. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
oh, okay, maybe I have to like look at it again. I think also one of the factors in that was the swordplay, the choreography for this new form was not that great. I know they have to do like they have to emphasize how watery that form is. You know, water explosions, splish splashes everywhere, and like that stupid like swiggling like sword move that he does all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, that isn't effective anywhere. So please, if they can refrain from doing that, that would be awesome.
I disagree. I like it. I think it's fun.
It's like, oh look, it's windy. Oh, my sword is blowing all over the place. Like that's what it kind of like feels like to me. Like we have like Espada and Saber like actually doing like some powerful strikes. Even Green, Buster, like it looks like they're like actually using their swords like properly. This guy's like, woo! Like of course your master fucking died if he's fighting like that.
Well, all right. Do you have any more thoughts before we move into comments?
No.
All right, let's do it then. Our one and only comment comes from. Oh wait, did I click to the wrong thing? This should be fine. Let me know if anything screwy went around on this episode. Our first and only comment, comes from Rajik Rasul, who says, "This is what Caliber said. The 13 stories knock upon the forbidden door as they call upon me. When he opened the portal, I mean, really, that was one of the worst scenes I've ever seen. What is rolling on the floor I have ever seen? What is rolling on the floor? The new thing to get stronger."
Yeah, he should have just like went on a hill and just like kind of done all of his rolling at once.
That's right. I'm disappointed we didn't get to see Caliber face. What's the point of hiding the face? Maybe it could be the dad or not, or maybe the dad doesn't want to see what he currently looks like. Next week, Robot King Arthur. Well, that's spoilers. Do you care?
I mean, I already saw it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Robot King Arthur on the way, and a familiar face from Guy I'm gonna appear or voiced. I didn't know that. And when will you guys do 010? I forgot we didn't do that.
Pretty soon. Or not.
Now that you've said something, pretty soon. Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty soon or not.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, that actually reminds me of that scene where Caliber henshins and they didn't show his face. Espada was truly like looking at it happening.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have like at least acknowledged that he couldn't see it. So like there was an actual point for like us not being able to see it. Because if he sees it and he sees that it's his dad, like I guess they just don't want to use the actor right now. And if they're cutting costs like that, that is so stupid. if they don't want to like confirm like, hey, who's Caliber? Like, because we already know who Caliber is. Because they had Fuwajuso's actor like not too long ago. Was he just not available for like this engine?
Maybe the dude might be expensive. You don't know.
Like that just felt like completely unnecessary. Like it took me out a little bit. Like, but maybe they just didn't want to like focus on like the Caliber and
Yeah.
Espada
I mean,
interaction. They were
I genuinely
because
didn't care one way or the other. But the second thing is, how are you about to get your face covered in the middle of a desert? What shadow is going to be there to cast on your face? Anyway.
is Shadow from all the CG. I
Oh,
don't
of
know.
course, yeah.
Yeah,
Also, man, I had a point and I completely forgot it. So I guess we'll just
yeah.
move on. Alex,
So
you
did
go.
Ultraman. All right, yeah.
All right.
I am good.
Fantastic. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. And while you're down there, we got some links to where you can help donate to the Black Lives Matter movement or sign some petitions or watch some videos, because there's a playlist in the description and the end card of this video that is, curated videos that donate their ad revenue to the Black Lives Matter movement. So go ahead and click on those, and it's donating without doing anything. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yep. See ya.
Whew. I think I may or may not have let the music run too long at the beginning. I don't know how that happened. So let me know in the comments if something's screwy. We're still working on it here.